So he'll be like a 9-year-old boy, and then he'll be like an older woman, and then he's just like a crazy maniac, and he has all kinds of personalities. And seeing in the trailer how he transitions from these different personalities is kind of cool. He's a great actor.
Great actor, yeah.
So
I have to admit,
I think he's going to be the best part
of the movie.
About this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I just can't get behind M. Night at this point because he's just given us so much credit. I forgot The Visit too. The Visit was awful. So that's like 8 movies, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like maybe this just isn't meant for you. Maybe The Sixth Sense was a fluke. Well, it was Unbreakable was good too, and Signs it was okay. But maybe it's just like he doesn't have the juice anymore. Yeah. Like Rhonda, you know what I mean? Like he just can't do it. It's just like stop. But I just hope he doesn't ruin James McAvoy's winning streak at this point. Now, another movie that's coming out, Alien Covenant. Mm-hmm. So they're finally coming out with another Alien, and I think the first Alien movie came out in the 80s?
I'm not sure. Ooh. That long ago? 80s, you think?
I think the first one was the 80s. I almost the 70s, but I don't think it's the 70s. I'm thinking of something else. It was either the 80s or early 90s or something like that. And you know, we had Badass Ripley, and she we had the initial Alien movies, like the first 3. Then they did like the whole Alien versus Predator, and only one of those was good. And I'm still Team Predator all day.
As I watch them, I always go back and forth. I'm like, oh, Alien, oh, Predator.
I hate Alien so much. It's literally the grossest effing creature. I would rather get hunted by a predator for like 10 years of my life than have one of those aliens attach itself to my face for like 10 seconds. Like I couldn't handle it. That's so gross. You understand? No, yeah, and they pop out your chest and all kinds of stuff. Like they're so deadly and disgusting and whatever. And then the last movie we got was Prometheus. That just scares me because I'm like, I hope real actual aliens are not like those aliens. Like I hope they're more Predator, like who's very like it's not good, but at least he's kind of more humanoid. Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like you could reason with Predator. Yeah. You can kind of just be like, please, just don't kill me, please. Like it kind of Alien versus Predator. Like he actually was about to kill somebody. Yeah, and then the guy. Like he saw that he had a bad heart and he was like, yeah, I got time for you. And he like left him alone, and the guy started talking like, don't walk away from me, and then he got himself killed. I'm like, well, you're just an idiot. But at least he could be reasoned with. You know what I mean? Alien, you can't talk to these things. Mm-mm. And there's like slimy and just.
That's true, but that's what kind of makes them that much more cooler.
Imagine if it was on your face though.
Ew, hell no.
Is it still cool at this point?
No, it's in the movie, so it's cool.
Like it's okay if it happens to them.
It's okay if it happens to them honestly, like in the screen, you know, but in real life, no. But I think they're both pretty cool. Well, they're pretty cool creatures.
What are your expectations for Covenant? Do you think it's going to be the same? Do you think it could be better? Or do you kind of think we've seen everything that we could see out of these Alien movies?
I kind of feel like we've seen everything we can see.
I feel like that too.
But it doesn't mean that it won't be good. It might still be good. It just depends how they play it out. I don't really know, but I will still watch it. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna watch it too, just so I can
see
form an opinion. Yeah. I mean, Prometheus came out a few years ago, and it was cool. Like I didn't love Prometheus. I think people either loved that movie or they didn't like it at all, and I think people's problem with it was that it didn't feel like an alien movie. I didn't feel like when I was watching this, I'm like, is this in the Alien? Like, you know it is, but it just doesn't feel like an Alien movie.
I didn't know it was. I didn't even see it. But
see?
I didn't know it was part. I didn't know it was.
So I'm like, so is this Alien Covenant like a continuation of the Alien movies from back in the day, or is this Prometheus too? Like, what is this? But it has Michael Fassbender in it, so we know it's still like continuing from that storyline, I guess. But I want it to be more classic Alien than Prometheus. Mm-hmm. That's what I want. And I looked at the trailer, and it looked like it is a little bit more classic Alien.
Yeah, when I watched it too, it intrigued me, and it did look more. Yeah.
But I still don't know. I'm not gonna go into it with really high hopes.
Yeah, that'd be smart. Yeah, that'd be smart.
Now, we also there's quite a few different movies coming out, but Baywatch
That's gonna be funny.
Is getting a movie, and this is it's gonna be starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Zac Efron. And Zac Efron, you know, we can be funny because he was in Neighbors with Seth Rogen. I never saw the second one, but the first one was
Me neither. I
hilarious.
haven't seen the second one yet.
So he's kind of playing that dumb type of typical, really
he
good-looking
plays
guy.
it really well.
He does, and then The Rock is like the lifeguard who takes his job way too seriously.
Yep. It looks like it's gonna be a funny movie. Like watching the trailer, like I'd definitely go see it.
I know,
I'm glad they're making it a comedy.
Yeah, but it kind of seems like they're trying to do too much for it. Like, there's explosions, things like that. I'm like, why is there explosions? This is Baywatch.
Yeah, like, you'll be on the beach, like, you're
like, come on, like, let's, like,
they have to throw in some action for The Rock, I think.
I know. It's like, if you're gonna have, this is like my biggest problem with the last Fast and Furious movie. Yeah. If you're going to have The Rock in your movie, use him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And use him in the right way. So I guess you're right. If you're gonna have The Rock in the movie, there has to be explosions, people get rescued, and all this extra stuff.
Him being the hero. Yeah.
In some type of way. I can't wait till the day he plays a villain. That would be so freaking weird.
Yeah, that will. I'm so used to him always being the good guy, the hero. You know.
You just want to hug him.
Yeah, he's like a big teddy bear.
But a big teddy bear.
He is. He seems sweet.
One thing I'm excited about for movies this year is excited about and then nervous for a lot of new scary movies coming out. A lot of them. A lot of them indie. There's some coming to theaters. There's one called The Bye-Bye Man.
Yeah, I really want to see that. I mean, I'm kind of I'm kind of skeptical because you know how much I love the genre of horror. So a lot of newer aged horror movies aren't good horror to me. But you know, everyone has their own opinions because there's some movies that people see that they're like, oh my god, that was such a great horror movie, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. But you know, everyone has forms their own opinions. But Bye Bye Man does look good. The Bye Bye Man, it looks good. But I'm kind of like, I don't really know if they're gonna do it right.
Well, we have to like kind of say like what it's about so they know, the people listening. So The Bye Bye Man is basically like you say his name, he messes with you. So you see like pictures and things like that. First of all, if you think about him too much, that strengthens him. So it's like the more you think about him, the closer he gets, and then like he can mess with your mind and make you see things that aren't there and things like that. And I guess at some point in time he's gonna start killing people, but it doesn't really show that in the trailer. But it kind of still has that. It's like something that we've seen 100 times already.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? We have Bloody Mary. You say Bloody Mary's name, she appears. You say Candyman's name, he appears. And then they had the whole Charlie thing a couple years ago. And people thought it was real, and it turned out it was just for that movie. I can't think of the name of it. Yeah. But it was just for that movie. So we've seen this 100 times. So now you have The Bye Bye Man. It's literally the exact same concept. Like, I have no faith. I really don't. Yeah. It doesn't. They try, but it just pisses me off because there's so many ways that you can go with horror, and I just want someone who comes out with new creative ideas for horror movies. And this is what I say all the time. Like, we're spending our money to go see these movies. We shouldn't accept crap. You know what I mean? Exactly. Especially when they know it's crap and they put it out. And I'm not saying that Bye Bye Man might be kind of legit. Who knows? But we've had so many crappy movies. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just even by certain actors like Johnny Depp, who keeps putting out flop after flop after flop after flop. It's like, when are you gonna understand? You know what I mean? Like, you're better than that. Yeah, like pick scripts and movies that you can actually put your faith into. You know? But no, I totally agree. And this one, like you said, it's like, I wouldn't hold any expectations of The Bye Bye Man. I think mainly for me, it's just because of the genre it's in, because they haven't really been doing too great with that genre. It reminds me a lot of like, what's that other like urban legend, like Slender Man? Because I know Slender Man was started online, and that whole thing came about. Pasta. Yeah, like that whole thing came out as you think about him, or you say his name, and like he appears outside your window. You'll see him across the street. Slender Man had people bugging for real in real life. Yeah, they even made a video game about Slender Man. Like, it's just they really, I don't know. And I think this is what it's portraying. The Bye Bye Man. They're trying to portray that type of style. Yes. Like, you think about him, he spreads. You know, that's what they're trying to say. And like, well, Hollywood always rips off ideas of people all the time. So they've seen how well Slender Man was doing, and that was just like a little simple story. and they've seen how well it does, so they're like, oh, we're gonna do the same thing and try to make some money off of it. That's all it is.
Yeah, there was a movie they came out with, like, I want to say a year or two ago. Hold on, I need to look it up.
Okay, it's all good. So while she's doing that, I'm gonna get into my pick of the week. Now, sometimes I get into things and I rave about them, whatever, and sometimes I put people onto things that they've never heard of. That's not going to be the case this time around. I'm literally like one of 3 people on the planet who has never heard of this. This is something that's millions and millions of people, like, it was just a phenomenon that swept the country. So I'm just really late. All right. My pick of the week is actually a podcast. Yes, another podcast called Serial. And when I say I'm literally the last person, this thing got so huge that, I mean, episodes have been downloaded over 100 million times. People got so swept up into it. Now let me explain it what it is. When I say cereal, I don't mean cereal that you eat. Okay? I mean cereal like serial killer. Like, I'm a sucker for a good, like, crime drama. I'm a sucker for a good murder mystery. I'm a sucker for all that stuff. I love to speculate. Like, when I'm watching anything like what you were talking about earlier with the ID channel, those types of shows.
Yeah.
And things like that, and they're trying to figure out who killed them or why, or even like the Jean Benet thing.
And yeah.
How we still don't know, and it's just like I love
murder
to speculate.
mysteries, like crimes. Yes. Yeah.
I'm never really on, like, when I'm not really wishy-washy with these things. I'm always like, after I hear things, I'm like, yep, this person did it. I don't care. This person did it. Like the Casey Anthony, I'm like, yes, I know who did it. She did it. I don't care what nobody says. Yep. And then the other one, recently with that really pretty girl, and they did a Lifetime movie about her, and she killed her boyfriend. She was living in Arizona, and she killed her boyfriend. You know what I'm talking about? It was like
I know. She like stabbed him over so many times.
In the shower or whatever. I was utterly convinced. I was like, there's no way that this girl did not do this. You know what I mean? Like this, she did it. So I'm like never iffy about this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Serial I binge listened to this all 13 episodes and or 14 episodes. It was 12 or 13. Jodi Arias.
Yes,
Thank you,
Jodi
Rob.
Arias.
Her name was Jodi. Yes. That girl's crazy. Now.
Yeah, she was. Did you ever watch that Lifetime movie they made of her?
Yes, I did watch it.
That was crazy.
But Serial follows the case of the murder of Hae Min Lee, who was a 17-year-old girl. She was murdered in 1999 by strangulation. And so this podcast basically, years later, is this journalist, Sarah Koenig. She's basically trying to come to her own conclusions about this murder because it was so muddy. And like literally from the first 10 minutes of the first episode, I was like, I'm in it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in it. And I've never been so like wishy-washy. They convicted her ex-boyfriend at the time. His name was Adnan, who was another 17-year-old, skinny 17-year-old kid. Everybody said he was like real cool, like he was popular. You know, it's just like a regular guy, so people couldn't wrap their head around that he might have, killed this young girl. So his name was Adnan Syed, and he was Hae's ex-boyfriend, and he's Pakistani and she's Korean, so their parents are never okay with them being with each other from the very beginning. So that caused a lot of really stress, and she kept a diary and things like that, and she's never said anything about him being a danger or anything like that. It kind of seemed like a regular teen angsty type of romance, and then they broke up, and then like if she started dating somebody else a few months later, she turned up dead. And he was convicted, but there just wasn't enough evidence to convict him, I believe. So, but it's just like when you're hearing all the details, you're kind of just like, he might have done this though. Like, it just really messes with my head because I'm never so back and forth. And Sarah Koenig is having a lot of conversations with him, through all these episodes, and he seems so likable. And this is somebody who spent his entire he spent his entire adult life in prison. Like, he was 17 years old, and they gave him life plus 30 years. Like, they were not playing no games. Now he's trying to get a retrial now, whatever like that. And
so he was convicted of her murder?
Yeah, he's been in jail for 17 years. He's in his 30s now, and is he
trying to appeal it now? Or?
Yeah, he's doing everything he can. He said he's maintained his innocence this whole time. He said he's had nothing to do with it. And when somebody who is used to selling weed, he came out and said, basically this other guy, Jay, is the reason why he's in jail. If this guy would have never said anything, they wouldn't have had nothing at all to convict him. But it's basically like a he said story. They went by this guy Jay's testimony and said, oh, he told me that he killed her, and then we buried the body together. Which is kind of weird. Like, why would you ever come on and just say that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when people say, I don't think Agnon did it, he's just like, who did then? You know what I mean? It's a lot of details and mystery to this story, but it's very, very engaging. I really